In 1987, the Providence Journal-Bulletin wrote, quote, "We decided to find out everything we could about this one sad tenement, a building that was by no means the city's most desperate, but one whose history might help us better understand the challenge of providing comfortable, livable housing."
Most houses have stories. The house at 51 Goddard has several. It has been a safe haven, a chronic slum, a bargaining chip in a high-stakes real estate market. The wave of Russian immigrants in the early 1900s brought Morris Rakitansky, who built many of the double and triple deckers on Goddard Street.
In 1915, Annie and Zalman Bernstein became the first owners of the Goddard Street houses and the only landlords to occupy 51 Goddard.
The landlord were taking advantage of the people. Yeah. Like my landlord at that time he had 7 houses on the street. But in that area, now they're not there, I think 3 of them. He used to come, collect the rent and everything, and the apartments, So I got mad at him one time and I said, you know what, you're going to give me paint? He said, well, I don't have nobody to paint. I said, you're going to give me paint, you're going to fix my floor. Then the sink in the bathroom wasn't working. I said, you're going to bring me a sink. So he took it away, and he never brought it.
All the landlords in Smith Hill were like that. It was all
he was afraid, Hagopian was afraid of the people.
Yeah.
Because all these women, they just got one day and they just came and he was standing there and they all went around and he thought he was going to get killed by the woman. Because, it was like, he was trying to fix the houses, but...
Yeah.
And that's when the house court started.
Right.
And we sort of did that.
Not the housing court?
The housing court came and we were the first people to go to court. Hagopian took over and he had this woman who used to show apartments there. And my apartment inside was, outside the house it was ugly, you remember. But inside my apartment, she could tell you, was painted, everything was in order. And they used to come show my apartment, so the other people could rent the other apartment. So when I moved into the house, when it was finished, the neighbor from over there, they came over, the lady, very upset, and said, who's moving here? And I said, me. And she said, oh. I said, what is wrong in here? She said, well, I thought somebody else bought the house. And I said, well, sorry, it's my house. So she said, I'll give you 3 months to live there.
Everyone there said, oh, don't go down Goddard Street. Don't go near Goddard Street. There were drugs, a lot of drugs, a lot of, they were funny people too, the guys who lived next door.
Prostitution too. It was
prostitution. It was a house, I guess, that
and
everyone said
still
people
there.
came in from New York on Friday night and stayed the weekend.
What they do, this is what they do, and that's on the street, the corner house.
Yeah.
And that was after we did crime. I used to do crime watch with the crazy woman.
Oh yeah.
And we used to go after those people.
Elisa and I met, and we kind of had the same ideas about the stuff and the kids.
Fixing up houses. The first thing we did it was the park, because every kid used to go to the park in the corner. And it wasn't like it is now. Everything was broken. So we had to talk to some guys. We put together all the things we wanted in the park. We went through books and looked at all the equipment and stuff. So we made a booklet with all the things we wanted. My son was into those skateboards, and they made her a big man. And I remember that all the kids brought a piece of wood to make the ramp. And they made it by themselves together. And and it was all kinds of kids. It was nice, I remember that. And they were not fighting or anything. At least we got all the kids to know each other and to respect each other. There was no fight between them anymore. The only thing good about the house was the yard. And I used to like the yard. I used to look to I said, you know, I wish I had a yard like that. But, so we kind of
went to swap.
But we didn't have money at that time. So
We didn't have any money. We never had any money. It was hard.
We are the pioneers to do this in this neighborhood. We did change our neighborhood.
Yeah.
We didn't do it ourselves, but you know, we inspire other people to do it.
Smith Hill Development Corporation, they've done so much. I can't get over that. It's astounding how they really went to town and were able to do a lot.
I always say that Smith Hill is the forgotten, you know, it's forgotten from the, you know, it's so near the State House.
It's a perfect location
It's like
to
the
live in. You
backyard
get
of the State
anywhere
House, and
you
they
want
don't
to
do not
get.
much. That was a dream. That's why we put Sueno's dream, and that's why we put it. You know, we name it Sueno because it was a dream.
What kind of impact do you think Sueno House had on Smith Hill as a neighborhood?
It had a big impact because it gave a sense to the Smith Hill Center to get them, you know, to do something